umbrella. Oh hey, it's recording.
That's what it's doing.
Oh.
We here in this bitch. We up in here.
Oh.
I said the B word again, but it wasn't directed at them.
That's good.
Yeah.
They'll appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm Blake.
And I'm Ian.
And this is Awk Awe.
A podcast.
Yeah.
And
That's
we,
what it is. Yeah.
once again, thank you for being here.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to bring this back.
Oh,
Please like and subscribe.
We're going to bring this back.
Yep.
Yes. Please do that.
Leave us a review.
Helps. Share it with somebody. Send it to somebody that might enjoy it.
Yeah. Throw it up on the Facebook wall.
Yeah.
Put it up on your story, a little snippet if you could. If you go on our TikTok, you can find a bunch of our little snippets. We got a bunch of cool shit over there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're going to like that. They're going to think you're funny.
They're going to hate that. All right. So...
want to get negative. We just had a positive news week last week.
Yeah, that was
All the way back down now.
like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's true.
Positivity's out the door.
I guess.
Positivity's out the door because what we've brought back this week is some fireworks, which is not against positivity. Fucking A, this shit, bro.
Can't figure this out.
I can't either. I don't even know what would have triggered that. What makes fireworks?
Positivity, I guess.
Positivity. No, it didn't happen. No. It's out the door. Nope. Okay. I don't know. Whatever. Let's keep moving. It's out the door because this week we're doing another installment of Am I the Asshole? And normally there are some negative things involved in that. There's a lot of drama, a lot of fun, a lot of things to read about. And yeah, people enjoyed it. So we decided we'll bring it back around for you guys. And
not too often, though. We want to keep them fresh.
Yeah, you know, it's like every so often, every couple of episodes, few episodes, once a month, who knows? Like, however often you guys want it, we'll bring it, you know, but it's not going to be every week. Obviously, this isn't an Am I the Asshole podcast, but yeah, definitely want to bring them around because there are always, like, constantly people wondering and doing things and making poor decisions in their life that lead them to beg the question, am I the asshole? And
the anus.
More often than not, they are, but sometimes they're not. And we're here to find it out and give our opinions on whether or not these motherfuckers are assholes, or if the other people are assholes and they're just doing normal shit and being manipulated and gaslit, as it were.
And if you have any of your own opinions that we neglect to mention as we read these, please call into the voicemail line at 770-727-71.
Nope. Nope.
We're going to rewind that.
Let's rewind it just a little bit.
770-727-1759.
What?
No, I forgot it.
That's crazy because it's 770-727-1710. How
did I mess that up?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
You brought in a 59. I thought you were just running off the rails with it.
Yeah.
If you guys aren't going to call that number, I'm curious to know whose number it is. But
it's not ours.
It's not ours. Okay.
But yeah, call in if you got any of your own opinions.
Yeah, call in. If you guys have your own opinions, give us your opinions. Leave comments with your opinions. If you don't feel like calling and talking to the voicemail, that's okay too. You just give us a little tippy tap on the keyboard or a little tippy tap on your phone pads, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying?
While you're liking and subscribing and reviewing.
Preferably do it after you like and subscribe, because what gives you the right to give us comments if you haven't even liked and subscribed? Just do us a solid, please. Pretty please. Okay.
If you love us, you'll do it.
Yeah. Let's gaslight them, manipulate them. If you love us, if you really love us, my brain's going to be a little all over the place today because I've been up since about 4:40-ish.
And you got an energy drink.
And then I decided that I'm probably going to get a little tired through the episode. So I should get an energy drink to like boost me up a little bit. Probably not the best idea. Because now I feel like my brain is just firing off.
Sometimes that's a good thing.
Yeah, sometimes it's a good thing. I don't drink energy drinks anymore. And I probably haven't had one in, I don't know, at least over half a year for sure. It's been a while.
I feel like you had one while we were recording one time.
I did, yeah.
It's been what? But so we've almost been half a year.
That's close to half a year, yeah.
That's crazy. Wow. Things to reflect on.
On the airing of this episode, it might be half a year.
Yeah.
If not the week before. It's very close. We're right there at that 6-month mark.
No matter. But
yeah, so, yeah, probably at least one episode I had an energy drink. Because sometimes I'm just... But today I thought I would be that. And turns out I was wrong. So I'm probably not even going to touch this for the rest of the episode. We'll see what happens. What have you had going on lately, man?
No, I've had a whole lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's good. I don't know if it's good, but...
Them half and half.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
There's been some light in the darkness.
That's what matters.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to get into too much.
You don't have to.
But...
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a safe space.
Yeah.
But you don't have to lay it all out on the table.
Nah.
It's okay.
Let's just say I've been having some troubles. I've gotten myself into a low point. But through all this negativity, you have to find the positivity. You have to bring it towards yourself. When life is giving you lemons, you make beef stew.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say something besides lemonade. Yeah, no, that's true, though, because ultimately, without any darkness, you wouldn't even be able to see that there's light. So you have to have both to be able to appreciate. So it makes sense.
Indeed.
It's unfortunate, but it helps you appreciate the good things.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How about you?
Oh, well, today, just a lot of back and forth. A lot of running around. Back and forth, back and forth. I got up super early. I was supposed to take my son to football practice. And then...
Yeah, that was crazy. I didn't even think high school kids got up at 4 in the morning for football these days, but I guess they do.
Supposedly talking to the coach about it and seeing why they've got to be there so early. Because it just feels absurd. Because anything... Like most of the time, and again, we've talked about this before. I'm not a sports guy, so I don't know. I just need something that states, hey, these are the days, these are the times. Because it's all over the place. But it's so early that it's just like, why would you do that to these kids who are now up doing physical activity, and then you're sending them off to school to like sit here in desks all day? It just seems likely that they would fall asleep. I know I would.
Quite counterproductive.
So little counterproductive. Whereas at the end of a school day, maybe they're a little exhausted from school, but you can get them ramped up enough to push forward and do, do the things. So... Yeah, so we were supposed to do that. Apparently, he didn't have, like, some shoes that he needs. So we'll have to resolve that. And that would have been good to know beforehand, because then I wouldn't have even got up this early.
Yeah.
But that's okay. So then I got them up. I mean, once I'm up, I have to stay up, because otherwise my body will say, hey, you need another full 8 hours? Got you, fam. And then I'm out like a light and I'm gone. So I needed to stay up. And then I got them up at the normal time, got them ready for school, took them to school. My son forgot his cell phone. On the way there, he forgot his cell phone. He mentioned that he had forgotten. I was like, well, I'll bring it back up to you at some point later in the day. And then I get back home And I realized, well, my wife realized that my daughter had also left her glasses. And no matter what she claims, she ain't got the best vision, man. Nobody does. They all wear glasses. My wife, my son, my daughter, they all wear glasses. And they need their glasses. Kaysen wears his all the time. He absolutely needs his glasses. Melita has convinced herself that she only needs hers in certain situations. But she does use them in class so that she can see the board a little easier.
I can relate to that.
Okay, well, at least you're using them when it's necessary. That's fine. If you want to bump into a wall in your free time, so be it.
Yeah, but see, it sounds like she's kind of like me. Like,
yeah.
Like if I were to take these glasses off and if I didn't have any contacts in,
yeah,
I wouldn't be able to read anything on that can.
On this can, right.
Yeah, it's just words.
Sure.
Like I can see you.
Yeah, right. You know it's me.
You. Yeah. But it's just words.
Right. Certain things, yeah. And I think that's where hers is at. Hers isn't quite as bad. And I think it's a distance thing because, I mean, she'll be on her phone or reading something or whatever, and she's good. Okay.
Continue.
All right. But she reads up close and everything like that. So she needed them for class. And so I took them both their things, gave them the cell phone, gave her the glasses, sent them on their merry way. But yeah, so I gave them their things, sent them on their merry way. And let's see. I think from there, I was on my way here. There's construction going on up the road. I sat there for almost 20 minutes. I'm probably over-exaggerating. It was probably 10. But I sat there for a good minute, it felt like.
What are they even working on over there?
I don't know. Because I thought it was supposed to be like a little roundabout type thing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like there's room to create a roundabout. That would be pointless. And the way the roads are, like one's over here, one's over here. Let's see. You can't really... There we go. One's here, one's here. Like, that's not like roundabout fashion. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, but they keep working on it and keep working on it. And it doesn't seem like anything's changing, to be honest. It's staying the same.
They just kind of made it slightly more inconvenient.
It's a little bit more chaotic now. Yeah. Especially while they're working, because it took them forever. Like, they don't know how to direct traffic. Some people... When they're working the construction site, they know how to direct traffic. Whoever's up here today does not know how to direct traffic because we sat there and the line just kept building and building and building. It got all the way back to Ingalls.
My God.
And then finally they let this line go. Like, what were you guys waiting on? Because I sat there for a while. No cars were coming. So what's happening? I don't know.
Do you know the secret side road that you can turn on to? There's this road before you hit that spot where they're working on.
Before it's like a neighborhood?
Yeah. And then you can And then you can come
out. It comes out right up here on the side?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know about it, but the line was further back than that. So I couldn't get to it before they would move the line.
Yeah.
And then every so often you'd see one car come. And then you'd see one more car come. And I'm like, bro, there's not enough traffic on this side to dictate that they just get to go, bro.
That's frustrating.
We have so many cars over here. Like, it's just be one. Like, what are y'all doing up there?
That's like the worst place to back up traffic, too.
Oh, everything's tight and closed in. It's awful.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so my day's just been a lot of back and forth and all over the place. And just going and going and going and going.
But the kids got everything they need.
The kids have what they need to have a successful day. The phone wasn't really that important, but whatever. Probably could have waited. But since I'm already having to take my daughter her glasses, what did he really need it for? I don't know. Talk to his girlfriend or something.
He wouldn't have been able to have it in Denmark.
They did say that about Denmark.
That's right.
But yeah, so that's where I'm at. That's where we're at for the day.
And now we're here.
And now we can move on over to some Am I the Asshole?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Do you want to flip old North Dakota to see who goes first?
Did you find it?
No, but I made you think I found it. That was...
There was a bit of hope.
I am the asshole.
Okay.
There's our first
I
example.
see. Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
Am I the asshole for making my friend think that we found our long-lost treasure of the North Dakota quarter?
We did not.
I've been through so many quarters, I can't find North Dakota anywhere. So I couldn't even find a duplicate North Dakota quarter if I wanted to.
How rare is that freaking quarter?
I don't know, but I have so many quarters at the house.
It makes me even more upset that it's lost.
Yeah, a little bit. I thought going through all those quarters, for sure I would find at least one.
Yeah.
Nope. Many other states and many other random things that they're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
The bats from 2020, the Hawaiian ladies on the past couple of quarters, all over the place. I don't know.
I think for a while they were doing women figures, powerful women.
They were. I don't know each one that they touched on. I don't know if I have every single quarter, but I know I don't have North Dakota.
Yeah.
First thing that I wanted to read, this is before Am I the Asshole? It's just something that came up on, just a thing that came up. So I just wanted to read it because it was absolutely outlandish, and I just wanted to get your reaction because I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it was making its rounds yesterday, and so I wanted to save it for the podcast. How do I stop my husband from going goblin mode during sex?
Goblin mode.
Goblin mode. My husband says, goblin mode activated when we start to have sex. He growls, acts like a caveman, and then says, goblin mode off when we stop. And then it's absurd.
This is the kind of shit I'd be pulling on Michaela sometimes, but it's not that serious.
Yeah. Well,
goblin mode.
We know that it's serious because he says goblin mode off when we stop, and then pretends to not know what I'm talking about when I ask him about it later.
Bro.
He does it every time. So there's that.
Throughout the duration of the relationship, or I'm sure this only started happening when he knew he was comfortable.
Yeah. He probably got comfortable and said, okay, now I can initiate goblin mode. She's going to love goblin mode because that's where all my tricks come out of the bag.
Oh, start growling and shit.
Caveman.
Bro.
Oh.
Going down there like...
Going crazy.
Yeah. Boy.
Oh, man. Okay. So, let's see.
Bro. Goblin mode.
All right. So, this is about a prenup. Mm-hmm. And, again, per usual, we haven't read any of these in its entirety. But I know that prenups can be a bit of a touchy subject for certain people. And especially of like certain lifestyles and things of that nature, you know, people question like, why would you even want to get a prenup? We're getting married, everything, whatever. And I don't know. Mm-hmm. So they want to know, am I the asshole? It's also funny because it's just AITH, so it's just am I the hole? But anyways, for being petty about a prenup. So for context, I've been with my partner for some years now, and we've been engaged for a year. The discussion of a prenup was brought up initially before the engagement, and I was all for it. Not a problem. Because I wasn't against it, my partner decided that one wasn't needed. However, as we've begun to build a life together and merge into one, I've had to give up what I feel is an unequal amount compared to them. I had the lesser earning job, still a salaried position, but not as much as theirs. And with the exponential costs of childcare, it made financial sense for me to stay at home with the baby until they're in school. For had I kept my job, we would have been just breaking even on childcare costs, not even considering other factored expenses. So in giving up my job, there also went my financial independence, sorry. My car, my home, many other things that were in my name. I had expressed with my partner this was a source of discomfort, as I have been in abusive and codependent relationships before, and having financial independence and freedom to care for myself was highly important to me, which that's understandable. So I've never wanted to be, and don't want to, stay in the position of being taken care of by someone. I do trust my partner, and I've been willing to do these things. However, recently, they've flipped and decided that a prenup is needed again. Now, I feel differently about a prenup, since the main thing that they in the prenup is that I don't get any claim on the house that we're sharing together. My partner says that it's because if I had claim to it and we separated, then they wouldn't be able to financially care for themselves or our child, because they'd have to split half with me. I understand the logic and reasoning behind that, but I also feel that now that I've already given up my ability to do those things without my partner, they should at least be willing to do the same. My partner says they've given up the same because they've given up the ability to spend money on what they want and have given up their freedoms and time for a family, which I agree with to some extent, but that's what's expected with a wife and child, no? So the conversation about it is done and dusted, really. I have nothing left to say about it to my partner, but they think I'm being petty now with my response to the whole thing. I think that the vision of me being a stay-at-home mom, homemaking kitchen wench, was great when I was pouring into and contributing to a home that was mine. Now I feel it's unfair for me to put my savings and what's left of my financials permanently into a home that I have no claim to. Why would I be the one to pay to add to the addition to the house like my partner wants, adding value and equity to the home that isn't and won't ever be my own? I'm fine keeping it clean and managed and buying furniture and temporary fixtures for the home, but as far as permanent improvements and renovations, I'm not interested. My partner thinks I'm being petty and unreasonable, and while I don't disagree that it's not slightly petty, I don't think it's unreasonable, especially considering nothing in their life has changed. They've kept the car, their home, their job, their credit, their financials. I've given up most of that for myself, thinking we were on the same page about becoming a team. Am I the asshole?
And what was the title of that one?
For being petty about a prenup.
This one's tricky.
It is a little bit. So, essentially, they were neck and neck on everything. But to save costs on financials, obviously they came together as one. One of them, being her, has given up their home.
Their financial freedom.
All of their financial freedom.
I had a little glob in my throat just then. Financial freedom.
So they've given up their car, which I'm not sure why. Maybe they just needed the added funds. I don't know. That wasn't specified, but they've given up their car. So their home, their car, anything that would make them feel like they have some type of independence is gone. And so they were okay with giving this up because at the end of the day, should anything happen, they're still splitting half of what they're both putting into it. And she's still making money, to my understanding, because he's expecting her. Well, I can't specify because I don't think it's specified that this is like a he, but they specified that she should contribute or pay for an addition to their home, a permanent addition to their home that would increase the price, increase the equity and everything on the home itself. And so I will say that I don't think that it's fair that if you guys aren't splitting things in the end, Because at the end of the day, this is going to raise the price of the home. You guys could agree to sell the home, split it in the end, should anything ever happen. And you can never say for sure what will or won't happen. You always just hope for the best, and that's what we go into marriage hoping and wanting to cultivate a good relationship and everything like that. But for them, it's like they went into it with that, partnered up, let's make everything one. Now we've got one home, we've got one main car, we've got everything we need. And now if anything happens, he wants it to be, or they want it to be, to where she gets nothing. She has no claim to anything. So he thinks that, or they, he thinks that they, my brain's all over the place, dude. Yeah, we're just gonna go with it. So they're thinking that they will not financially be able to recover if they end up having to split everything down the middle. And I think that that's the most fair thing to do in this situation because they've already had to give up everything.
Yeah.
So you guys will both be in the same boat. You both will have to figure it out for yourselves if you separate. Whereas if they get the prenup and have claim to everything, then she is off on her own, not able to do anything. She'll likely have to move in with somebody if she even has access to that option. Like, she's screwed. And that's not cool.
Yeah.
Like, you're basically taking away their opportunity to work for themselves and, like, make, have a financial independence. And there's no way to walk away from that. Like, I think they're just trying to guarantee that everything will be split down the middle if anything were to happen. But also, I don't know. I've just always felt like I know a lot of people get screwed that way. But you guys are a team. If you're not willing to put it all in together and split it down the middle when you walk away from it all, like, what is it? What's it matter? Unless you're like some rich mogul who's got billions and billions of dollars marrying somebody who doesn't have anything.
Well,
yeah, that happens all the time. But in this instance, they were very even.
Yeah.
She's just had to give up a lot and now is lesser as far as financials go.
It's like she wanted to be independent. She wanted her own shit. She wanted, like, not to have to ask him for anything.
Exactly.
Not for him to be the breadwinner.
Yeah. And he thinks that he's also given up the same amount of things because now he can't spend money on the things that he wants. And it's like, that's not the same, bro.
Yeah.
You still have your house. You still have your car. You still have everything that made you you before this relationship. You just can't buy extra things.
Yeah.
She can't do anything except be expected to make payments on adding on to the house. And like that's just wild to me. You guys aren't even halving that. Like, it's weird.
Well, the question was, is she the asshole or the hole for her being petty about it?
Right.
Well,
I don't think she's being that petty. She just wants it to exist now.
Yeah.
They wanted it initially. They both agreed it's not necessary. And now he's backing out of that and saying, no, yeah, we need to have it. Because otherwise, I'm not going to be able to sustain my lifestyle if anything does happen. So we need the prenup.
So in that case, I don't think she's the asshole then.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
No, she's given up so much and he's still got everything.
Yeah, he just can't spend extra funds.
And then he just wants it all if something were to happen.
Right. If something happens, he's keeping the house. He's keeping the car. Sounds like keeping the kid. Like, I don't know. Like,
yeah, I can see because she mentioned she's been in those controlling, draining relationships
starts
before.
to feel pretty similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's not the asshole.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Because honestly, there's a lot more petty ways to go about this. Like, I'm not gonna be a stay-at-home mom anymore and like cook all your meals and do all the, like, there's ways to get way more petty. And like, I'm going back to work, figure it out. Like, there's so many more ways to be petty. All you want is for there to just not be a prenup so that you can guarantee
Can give us something.
that you'll be okay. You guys can both evenly walk away from this and figure things out for yourselves from there. And I mean, that's just part of the risk you take with marriage. If things go down south, then, you know, hood baby. But if it happens, it's unfortunate. But you rebuild, you continue your life. It is what it is. I just don't see the big deal.
No.
Because it doesn't sound like they're just like some crazy successful billionaire person trying to protect their assets. It just sounds like somebody who just wants to keep their house, keep their car. Otherwise, they would be spending money however they want because it doesn't matter. They're rich.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Nah, she's not the asshole for this one. For sure.
Nah.
All right.
And hopefully others agree.
But if you don't,
call in with your opinion.
Let us know.
I said I wasn't going to do this, but I'm just so thirsty.
All right. I'll get into this one. It seems pretty interesting.
All right, what we got?
Am I the asshole for refusing to let my cousin name her baby after me because of a family prophecy?
Oh.
Sounds interesting so far, doesn't it?
Okay, I mean, it does, yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck's a family prophecy?
I,
Like
23,
shit.
female, have a cousin, Lila, 25F. Usually they don't name folks. Or maybe it's a fake name.
Could be a fake name. A lot of people on Reddit seem to do that, but I guess just to make things more...
Yeah. Slightly anonymous.
Well, you can change the name to keep it anonymous, and then...
I know a lot of times they'll change up the names, keep things more anonymous, but also so that you can flow through the story and like know who's who and who we're talking about at which point.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. But most often, I don't think people are using their actual names because, boy, can you imagine the drama?
So, am I the asshole for refusing to let my cousin name her baby after me because of a family prophecy? I, 23 female, have a cousin, Lila, 25 female, who is very into family lore, spiritual omens, and old prophecies that have been passed down through our great-grandmother's side. Most of the time, I just go along with it because it's harmless. Stuff like, never plant rosemary on a full moon, or our bloodline has a connection to the ocean. Weird, but whatever. Well, now she's pregnant, and things have gotten intense. Last week, she announced that she wants to name her daughter after me. I was flattered at first and asked why she chose my name. That's when she got all serious and said, "Because you're the chosen one." Excuse me? She explained that according to a family prophecy, a girl born into our bloodline with my name would have a great spiritual awakening, unlock ancient family powers, and become the protector of our lineage. I laughed, thinking she was joking. She wasn't.
Clearly.
She said she felt her baby was meant to be the true heir to the prophecy, and by giving her my name, she could absorb my connection to whatever mystical forces our great-grandmother supposedly tapped into. Then she got weirdly intense and said, "I need you to release the name to her." I asked what that meant, and she said that for the magic to work, I needed to stop using my name and let it fully belong to her daughter. I was like, "Lila, you want me to give up my own name?" She nodded and said I could pick a new one.
Well, okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Something
Just
new.
anyone you want.
Something neutral and mundane, so I wouldn't compete for the energy. I thought this was absolutely insane and told her, "Hell no. My name is my name." She got really upset and said I was being selfish with my spiritual destiny.
How dare you?
Right. And that I should be honored that her child was meant to fulfill the prophecy. Now, some family members, who are also into the whole mysticism thing, are saying I should at least consider it because this is bigger than me, and the prophecy has never been wrong before. I honestly don't care if the kid gets magical powers or not. I'm not renaming myself just so her baby can have full access to the family spirits or whatever. Am I the asshole for refusing to give up my name?
Here's the thing. So,
Bro.
that's insane. Like, I'm all for mysticism and things of that nature. I do believe that somewhere in the world we can tap into certain things. I believe in ghosts. You know what I mean? Like, I believe in all of these things. So, my first instinct would be I'm kind of livid that I just got this name and now you guys want to hit me with, well, the person with this name is meant to fulfill this prophecy. Like, I would be kind of offended. Like, the fuck you think I can't fulfill a prophecy? Or
And look
it
here.
seems like she doesn't really want any part of it, which is different. But like,
see,
for me,
that's the thing. She says she's 23. She's still early in life. There's still room for this spiritual awakening of
that's
sorts.
very true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty of people,
Especially
find
if she's
new religions,
cynical
and-
about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Plenty of people, like, late into their life, people, you know, leave a religion and come back to their original religion, change religions, find belief in something new. Like, all of this can happen. You're 23. This is way too early to assume that you would never want to be a part of this, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Even if she wants no part of it, the way that I would see it is that if she wants no part of it, she's already disconnected enough. It doesn't matter that her name is what her name is.
Yeah.
Just shoot your shot with naming your kid this. Who cares?
We'll spell it a different way, maybe.
Yeah, maybe spell it a different way. I don't know. Like, but it's just such an odd concept to me that, like, there's a prophecy with a very specific name. It makes me feel like, is this her cousin or her
cousin?
Her cousin.
Who's having the baby.
Okay. And so this feels like some underlying family rivalry type stuff, because if that's her cousin, I have to assume that, like, maybe her mom or dad or whatever had her, and then their siblings over here had the person who posted this and named her for the prophecy. She just don't want a part of it, really. And then she's like, well, I'm going to fulfill this family's destiny then. And, like, maybe, you know, those siblings are pissed at each other about it.
Yeah.
And so now the cousins are like, look, I'm having a baby. I got to give her your name because you ain't fulfilling this shit, man. We need this spiritual awakening to happen.
Come on now. We need this. We need the juju.
We need it. Yeah, no, I had something similar in my family that was pretty cool. I'm going to go off the rail just for a second.
Oh, we love it when we do that.
But my great grandfather, it's a few greats. I don't know the exact amount of greats.
Isn't that great?
It is great. Was a shaman over in Hawaii. Okay. And everybody in the area was very scared of him. Supposedly, he had some children that he had, like, preserved and kept their, like, bones in a chest to, like, keep their power with him. And he would go out and he would, like, feed sharks. And so he would, like, walk out into the water and he would just be, like, chanting the whole time, and he's feeding, and, like, no matter how far out he walked to feed these sharks, the water wouldn't go any higher than, like, waist deep, and he's just, like, out there just feeding these sharks. It was crazy stuff, but these are, like, all the stories that have been passed down about him. And, like, when he would walk down the street, like, people would go to the other side to, like, avoid him completely. Like, everybody was just terrified of this guy. And
It must have looked pretty intense.
it's a possibility. I've never seen a photo. I really wish that there was, like, some way that I could get a hold of something like that.
Well,
but
if it's that many greats, it's probably like early 1800s, 1700s.
probably, yeah, it's hard to tell, like, how. So, but I know that he was still in my great-grandmother's life when she was little. So I don't know exactly how far back it goes. I don't know if he was, like, her grandfather. I don't know the exact relation there. I don't remember. But I know he was in her life when she was little. And so her older sister was, like, trying to protect her from him and he felt that she was like the next in line, my great-grandmother. And so every day he would come, she loved bananas, and he would bring like a bundle of bananas, which everyone assumed he'd like probably done some kind of spell to them or something of some sort, and like would leave them at the porch, and her sister would just like toss them all out. And so nothing came of it. She wasn't able to accept her power and stuff like that. But yeah, really, really interesting stuff, and it's cool. But I say all that to say that, like, whether you go with it or you don't go with it, like, it's just family stuff. And who made the prophecy? And, like, who named, like, there's so many questions that I have for this person. Ultimately, no, you're not the asshole for not wanting to give up your name. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of in my life. Why you would make somebody, like, you guys can battle it out later. You guys both have the name, and we'll figure out who actually is the one, like, whatever.
Like Black Panther style.
Yeah, Black Panther style. Or that Jet Li movie, I think it was called The One. You remember that one?
I think so.
It's
like, that was way back in the day.
There's like multiple versions of all of them. Yeah, it's way back in the day.
Yeah.
And one dude is like taking out every version of himself because each one that dies, you get more powerful. And so I was like, you guys just battle it out. We'll see what happens.
I feel like I vaguely remember seeing previews of that whenever I was a kid.
It's possible. We played it a lot, so it's also possible that you've seen bits and pieces of it when you just came over to our house.
Yeah.
My dad loved that movie when it first came out. So
The One.
It was a good one, though. It was cool. I'm sure today it's kind of cheesy. I don't know, but it was cool back then. But yeah, I don't understand it. I can't grasp it. Not the asshole for not wanting to give up your name, though, for sure. Like, that's just, I don't know. To have the audacity, like, hey, just give your shit up.
You can change it to whatever.
You could pick a name.
Yeah.
Whatever you want. Pick a cool one. It's better than the name you got.
And then for the whole family to back her up, too.
And that's the part that's really crazy. Like, maybe you should consider it.
Yeah.
We want this awakening to happen. We want it. So, like, maybe you should consider just giving up your name. Nobody is talking about, like, well, what really should happen here is you should take all the power for yourself.
Yeah.
That's all you'd have to say to me. I'll do it.
Yep.
I'll take the power.
I am the one?
I've been waiting my whole life for some crazy juju shit to just come out of nowhere.
Well, we kind of touched on it like at the beginning of this, but like, it's like, it always seems like in the movies, anytime you see a situation like this, it's always the one that's cynical, that doesn't want it, that ends up
needing to be the one that, yeah. 100%. I agree with that. Yeah. So like, maybe she needs it. And maybe you guys just let this shit go. Name your baby something else. A prophecy is a prophecy for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You can't force prophecies. That's the craziest shit in the world to me. Like, forcing a prophecy is just like, you just can't do that. Like, I'm going to name my baby this because she's going to be the one.
Yep.
That brings all of this to us and blah, 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 blah. But that's not how prophecies work, man. You don't just force it. Baby gets named.
Yep.
And you're like, whoa. They named it what? They named it what? That's the one, bro. Remember we heard about that one time?
Did the baby?
That little baby gonna save us, bro.
It's gonna be the savior.
Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, definitely not the asshole, though.
I don't think so either.
So, there's that.
Yeah. Name your baby something else, bitch.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Bitch asshole.
No, I'm not. You know what? I'm not.
Yeah, don't be.
Fuck
Don't
'em.
be sorry. Fuck them. So, this one would probably irritate me because it's, am I the asshole for making my roommate's boyfriend pay for my groceries after he ate all my food? And
I can automatically assume no.
you're not the asshole. No. Your roommate's boyfriend decided, like, I guess it's one thing if, like, your boyfriend came over and ate all of your food. Even then, I would still feel like he needs to replenish your groceries. Like, he ate it all up. But now it's your roommate's boyfriend? Like,
Nah.
no. I have lived with people that I couldn't keep things in the fridge. Like, I had to buy things that didn't have to be refrigerated solely for the fact that if it was in there, they would eat it. And it's just like, bro, it's not yours.
Exactly.
Why are you eating this? It's not even your it's not the roommate's. Like, it's not. Why are you eating it?
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get into it. So I, 24 female, live with a roommate, Anna, 24 female. We generally get along fine, except for one issue. Her boyfriend. You know what his name is?
Lila.
Kyle.
Oh.
26 male. So Kyle doesn't live with us, but he practically does. So he's there all the time. He's over almost every day, and every time he's here, he raids my food. I'm not talking about grabbing a snack here or there. I mean, he eats full meals that I bought for myself.
My God.
Oh, I'd be pissed. I'd be livid, bro. At first, I let it slide because I thought, okay, maybe he just assumed it was communal. So I started to label my stuff. Didn't work. That would piss me off more. Because I could understand writing it off like you thought I'm just buying this for everybody, whatever. Okay. We'll let it go. Then I start to label my shit, bro. And you still did. Straight disrespect. Fuck you.
Straight disrespect.
So I started labeling my stuff. Didn't work. Then I told Anna. And she said, oh, he just has a big appetite. I'll talk to him. Spoiler alert. She did not talk to him.
Oh, wow.
So last week was my breaking point. I bought $80 worth of groceries. Meals for the entire week. I'm impressed that you were able to get an entire week's worth of groceries for $80. I will say that.
Probably went to Aldi.
This episode brought to you by Aldi.
I will heavily sponsor Aldi.
All day.
Yeah.
I got home from work the next day, and almost everything was gone. That's crazy. A week's worth of food, bro?
Man.
Kyle had eaten my frozen meals, my snacks, and even the leftovers that I was saving for lunch. And that is just the cherry on the cake. Because when you got those leftovers, you're looking forward to them. And even that's not there.
That's grounds to get your ass whooped.
Yeah.
I
This
don't care.
dude would get punched.
I'd stomp all that food out of his belly.
So I lost it. I told Anna that Kyle needed to replace everything or give me the money. She rolled her eyes and said, come on, it's just food. So I took it to Kyle directly and I told him, either you send me $80 or I'm locking my food up. And he laughed and said, damn, you're really this mad over some groceries? And I said, yes, because it's my food that I paid for.
With my money.
After some back and forth, he finally Venmo'd me $80. And now Anna's pissed and says that I was rude and should have just let it go. I don't think it was out of line, but now she's acting like I committed the crime. So am I the asshole? And everybody in the comments is saying it's pretty obvious here that you're not the asshole.
Bro, find yourself another roommate.
Yeah.
ASAP.
Whenever you can break that lease, go ahead and break it.
Because your roommate's a bitch and her boyfriend sucks all the assholes.
Oh my God.
That's
Then she just
insane.
making excuses for him?
Yeah, she's just like, oh, he's just got a big appetite. Oh, you should have just let it go. It's just groceries. That's $80. And I don't know how many of you are having to deal with this economy right now, but $80 makes a little bit of a difference, especially when this young lady is able to figure out a way to feed herself for an entire week
And then
off
it's
of that
all
$80.
gone in just one day.
And it's gone in a day, including the leftovers, all the snacks, frozen meals, everything gone in a day.
I want to know how big this dude is.
$80 worth of food, bro? Oh my God, bro.
Yeah.
I'd be so mad.
You ever seen the movie The Whale?
Oh God.
That's what I'm picturing here. Old Brendan Fraser.
It's either that or like the tallest, skinniest, lankiest guy you've ever seen in your life, because somehow they're able to put away food like nobody's business as well.
Yeah.
But
Fast metabolism.
it just, where does it go though? You know what I mean? Like fast metabolism, that's fine. You're not gaining the weight. Where are you fitting it? Because where's it going? Man. How big is the stomach lining inside? Because how are you fitting all this in there?
I can almost guarantee they be smoking.
Gotta be. Yeah.
That's the munchies kicking in.
Yeah, because it's just making not the best. It's not well thought out decisions being made here. You did the right thing. Not that.
It's
just tripping.
It's just groceries, bro.
That's the craziest part to me is it's $80 worth of groceries. If you ate my one thing that I spent $10 on, I might let it slide. You ate $80 worth of my shit, bro? $80. Oh, man.
That's 2 trips to Taco Bell for our family.
Yeah. Could be, yeah. Pretty much. Which is even crazier when you really think about it, because that's only 2 trips to Taco Bell.
Versus one whole week.
Worth of food, bro.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
$80? Like, maybe she just doesn't eat that often, but, like, $80 for a week, like, impressive. But just the fact that, I just don't understand. Like, you label it, and he still eats it. I think that's the part that gets me more than anything else, is it's labeled, and he's still like, psh, fuck that hoe. I'm eating this.
Yeah.
Like, it's blatant disrespect, and the girl is just like, oh, you should just let it go. Like, no. What do you stand for the disrespect? Does he also disrespect you? Like, get the fuck over yourself.
Yeah.
This is my money. I worked for this money. I spent this money on things that I needed, and he fucking ate it all.
And I don't know her personality type. Maybe she's not the most pleasant person to be around, but still, that's besides the point. The point is, don't touch my shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It doesn't matter what her personality is like.
Yeah.
Because fuck you for eating my food. That's how that goes. Like, I spent my money on this. I have no reason to just let it slide when it's $80, bro. Like, I understand that's not a life-changing amount of money, but it's your entire week's worth of food, and some people get paid bi-weekly. Like, you could tell she's managing it as best she can to plan out a week's worth of stuff, and you just demolished it in a day. Like, after labeling it.
Disrespect.
It's just disrespectful. So, no, you're not the asshole, and fuck those 2.
Yeah.
You know.
Thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
Shit in the fridge. See if he eats it.
Here's a chocolate. Would you like this?
This is a fresh German chocolate cake here.
Mm-hmm. That's shit from a butt.
It's shit from a butt.
Am I the asshole for embarrassing my husband's coworker for embarrassing me and my husband?
Okay.
A few months ago, after many years of trying to conceive, my husband, 32 male, and I, 33 female, had a gorgeous, healthy baby boy. My husband and I are black, which is pertinent to this story.
Oh, okay.
We were over the moon, and family, friends, and coworkers had also been excited for us. Right after I delivered, my husband emailed a birth announcement with a photo of our son to everyone in his office. Fast forward a couple of weeks, and my husband came home fuming after his first day back at work. One of his coworkers informed him that another guy in the office, a new young employee my husband barely knew, had been telling everyone willing to listen that my husband couldn't be our son's father because that baby is too light to be his and its hair is too long and straight. That's a white man's baby, or an Asian's. This guy proceeded to tell everyone what a sucker my husband was and that his excitement over finally becoming a dad was blinding him to the reality that he had been cheated on and his wife impregnated by another man.
God.
Side note, for anyone who's still unaware in 2025, black babies in general are fairly pale as newborns, and their skin will darken over the first few weeks. Hair changes to a curlier pattern are usually gradual as well.
Right.
Our son was no exception and is now my hub's mini-me. My husband said he had immediately confronted and questioned the guy, who completely denied saying anything inappropriate and claimed he only said, as a joke, the baby was too cute to be my husband's. Oh, what a little bitch.
Yep. Backpedaling ass bitch.
Yeah, but others in the office confirmed the first coworker's account. Not only that, the guy had tried to parlay his superior perception skills into some weird form of workplace clout. Fortunately, the guy got moved to a different shift that same week, so my husband didn't have to see him again. That is, until a company event this past weekend. Families were invited, and we took our son. And who should come and insert himself into our group as we were chatting with the boss but Brown Noser McMouth. I like that.
That's a good one.
He interrupted our conversation and introduced himself to the boss, shaking his hand. When I realized who he was, my anger came flooding back, and I said, I don't believe we've met, but aren't you the guy who went around telling everyone in the office I must have cheated on my husband with a white or Asian man, and this couldn't be his son? The guy went red and silent. Boss said to him, see me in my office first thing Monday, and walked away.
Hell yeah.
I think someone's fired. My husband said I went too far because it was already over and done with.
Nah, fuck that.
I said it wasn't done for me until I'd had my say, and I was the one being defamed, not him.
That's
Am
true.
I the asshole?
That is true. That is true. He's just made out to kind of look like a punk because your wife's cheating on you, blah, blah, blah. But she's the one being called a cheater. So ultimately, yeah, it's a little more. But yeah, no, good for her. Yeah. Fuck that guy. Because if you're going around doing that type of shit at the office, like, there's no place for it. Fuck you. That's bottom line. But I think it's just insane how many people don't know how light black people's babies come out at first. When I was born, right next door to our room, there was a black couple in there who had just had a baby.
Yeah.
And my dad had to go over because he heard some commotion and had to hold this guy back and calm him down because he didn't realize that this is what happened with black babies.
The father.
Uh-huh. And so he assumed, you must have cheated on me, that baby's too light to be mine. And didn't understand. It takes a little bit for the sun to catch into the melanin. The baby's going to darken up a little bit. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that dude like blew a fuse and my dad had to like go over there and like try to calm him down.
He
so
was
that
like,
was
oh, she must have cheated on me with you.
I was just next door, man. We just had our baby over there. I don't know, bro.
Bro.
Oh man, yeah, but it surprises me. Like, there's so many people that don't realize that that's a thing, but just to have the audacity, one, to be the new guy in the office, to be that bold and brazen to talk shit about somebody. You don't know, you're new. You don't know who in this office is close with this guy, and you're just blatantly talking shit.
Yeah.
But then you won't be a little bitch and backpedal and be like, no, I just said the baby's too cute. Like, I couldn't be yours. You know, I was just joking, bro. I'm just joking. I'm joking. So it's just, that's crazy, man.
And it's really offensive too, because like
100%, yeah.
Like, it's not the same situation, but when me and Michaela had our baby, of course, Michaela's half black.
Yes.
And my son is still very white.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so Sebastian, I would say he's white passing at this point because he's stayed pretty light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But after she had the baby and they were bringing him into the room so he could just be with us, the nurse comes into the door, sees her, and she's like, oh, I think I'm in the wrong room. Like,
I understand that as soon as he was born, probably the whitest baby I've ever seen in my life, like skin tone wise. Like, he's very light. This is due to your ginger nature.
Yeah.
But that's fucking crazy.
And she feels uncomfortable going out in public when it's just her and him, especially in like more predominantly white areas because people are just weird, man. It's like,
Really?
yeah, it's like they're always like, "Oh, whose baby is that?" Constantly, she has to deal with that, and I get so mad when she tells me too. Like
It doesn't help that he looks exactly like you.
yeah,
Like it does not look like she got to play the part of including some genetics there, because he looks like you when we were little.
yeah.
So it's insane. But yeah, that's gotta suck.
As he grows up, like he's more and more of her traits.
Yeah.
Like he's got her smile.
That's the way
He's got her nose.
Yeah. It takes time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I always feel bad, like I said, and
Of course.
like with this situation here, is like I don't know how do we touch on that? Because
Well, I mean, I think that she's not an asshole for doing it, bro.
no,
I mean,
not that part.
what?
No, I'm saying like she's definitely not the asshole.
Oh,
here.
yeah,
she
no,
had to
100%.
have her say so.
Yeah, I'm good with her having her say so. She was the one being called a cheater, like, and you just threw it out. It's an office party, whatever. He turned red. Boss caught wind of this.
Which is kind of making me assume he may be white.
Yeah, I would make that assumption.
Yeah.
Because more often than not, somebody that makes this careless of a remark and talks this type of shit,
Is some ignorant,
yeah,
racist.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, if I was going to attach it to anybody, it's going to be a white guy.
Yeah.
But I mean, who's to say? Who knows? They didn't mention it, but let's just go off statistics here. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It sucks. It sucks for Michaela too. Like I didn't realize that even happens to her when she goes out with him. And you can see it now that like he's getting older.
Mm-hmm.
His hair has darkened. Like before, it was very light, like yours. I thought he was gonna come out like very redheaded.
Yeah.
And now his hair is like darkening up a good bit.
But that's mainly, like I said, like in predominantly white areas. When we get somewhere like more diverse,
Anywhere
like,
that it's just a melting pot, a little more mixed. Yeah.
yeah, they know she's the mom.
Yeah. It doesn't take much to know that she's his mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you see her features there. Like yeah, he looks like you, but like you see her features.
Mm-hmm.
But some people are clueless. Some people, I don't know. It's just dumb. People make dumb remarks. People make dumb assumptions. And you know, what can we do except hope for the best in humanity?
This is not what Martin Luther King wanted.
No, it's not.
Not yet.
One day.
One day. Oh, fuck you, little bitch. Yeah, you like that, don't you? Mm. Continue.
Okay.
Goblin mode.
Oh God. Oh shit. All right. So yours was about embarrassing a coworker, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, your husband's coworker, but yeah. I've got one here about embarrassing my boyfriend. So, am I the asshole for embarrassing my boyfriend after he kept making jokes at my expense? Right off rip, I would say no. Like, the title makes me judge no, you know? I don't know how badly you embarrassed him, so we'll find out. But, like, if they keep making jokes, you just gotta take the heat, man. If you can dish it out, you can take some, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Too often you find that people who dish it can't take it. So
Too often.
Way too often. I, 23 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 26 male, for almost a year. He's funny, charming, generally a great guy. But lately he's developed a habit of making jokes about me in front of his friends. Oh. That's some weak shit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
At first, it was small things, like teasing me about how long I take to get ready, or how I can't cook. I laughed it off because I don't take myself too seriously. But then it escalated. He started making comments about my job. I work in marketing, and he calls it playing on Instagram all day. and my intelligence, joking that I get by on my looks. His friends always laugh, and I just awkwardly smile, but it's been bothering me. I've told him in private that it makes me uncomfortable, but he brushes it off as me being too sensitive. Last weekend, we were at the bar with his friends, and he made a joke about how I tried to change a tire once and almost called 911. It was embarrassing because it wasn't even true. I was just watching YouTube to make sure that I did it right. His friends laughed. I snapped. I said, "Oh, I could make jokes about you too, but I respect you too much to embarrass you in front of your friends." The mood shifted immediately. His friends went silent. My boyfriend got super defensive, saying I ruined the vibe. On the way home, he was furious, calling me immature and saying I embarrassed him. He even said guys joke with their girls all the time. You're the only one who can't take it. In the heat of the moment, I snapped and told him I was done being the butt of his jokes, and now he's barely speaking to me. Am I the asshole for real?
I don't think so, because she didn't even bring up a single joke. She just said, I could.
Yeah, she just said I could. The threat's there.
Yeah.
This could happen if you really wanted to. I could talk about how you finished 2 seconds in bed, if you want me to.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to do that in front of your friends.
Yeah, and how would that change the mood? I would just be like, oh.
Right. If you guys were laughing at me for getting jokes on me, and then they say that they could, or I say I could embarrass them, but now all of a sudden it's flipped. You don't want to side with me. Like, oh, you should say the joke. Say it. Yeah. Say it. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm gonna egg you on. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like, if we're truly just having a good time,
exactly.
If we're truly just joking around with each other, I'm gonna egg you on. I want to hear what you've got to say about him.
Yeah.
I want to hear these jokes. Let's talk about how small it is even when it's hot out. Let's talk about how fast he finishes in bed. Let's talk about all the things that people love to bring up in the heat of the moment because it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
But some people are too sensitive and they don't want to hear those jokes.
And it's almost sounded like he's the only one in this friend group that has a girlfriend. Because
that's a possibility. It's a possibility.
I don't hear them talking about having their girlfriends around. So she's
also
just
true.
Getting the butt.
Right. It does seem like she's the only girl there when she's telling this story. So
we can assume. Yeah.
And his reasoning was that guys in general joke on their girls all the time, but she's the only one that's sensitive. So yeah, we could assume they probably don't have girlfriends.
You gotta be able to take it too if you're gonna dish it so heavily.
And no, 100%. Because, like, I just don't understand. Like, if we're gonna make jokes, let's make jokes. If that's the dynamic you're looking for here, and I've told you, I don't like this. I don't like when you constantly make me the butt of your jokes in front of your friends. It doesn't make me feel very good about myself. Oh, you're being too sensitive. Okay, cool. And then I could make a joke. Oh, you ruined the vibe. And now you're not even speaking to her. Mm-hmm. Like, who's fucking sensitive now? You serious?
Yeah.
Insane.
What a cook.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just dumb. Clearly a guy who just wants to be an asshole and doesn't want his girl to stick up for herself. He just wants to be able to be a douche whenever he wants. But don't talk back to me, lady. No.
You just stay in your place.
Yeah.
Get back to the kitchen. Because I got a sneaking suspicion.
Okay. Yeah.
You recognize that?
No.
No. There's Chef's Chocolate Salty Ball song.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah,
Girl, you better get back in the kitchen. Because I got a sneaking suspicion.
Why do I have 2 calls from Floral Park, New York? Hello? Hey, I'm good. Is there a possibility that we could, like, schedule a call?
That's absolutely the plan.
Okay. That's fantastic.
All right. Now for the last one. Oh, it's actually short.
Okay.
Okay. We got an offer on a house. Our friends asked if they can move in.
Was there a title?
That's the title.
Oh, this is the title?
Yeah.
Oh, this is weird. All right.
Yeah. But it's in the Am I the Asshole category. So.
Right. Yeah. No, that's fine. This is just, they don't know how this works.
No. My husband and I received the notice that our offer was accepted. We're super excited and started sharing the news with our close friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
We're super excited and started sharing the news with our close friends and family.
Yeah.
One of our friends who is going back to school asked, since the timing works out, can him and his wife come live with us during this time? My gut reaction was to say no because we haven't even lived in the house and we'd immediately have to share the space with them.
Right.
They also have not yet shared any specific plans of paying rent, helping with groceries, etc.
No. Yeah. No.
I would feel like a huge asshole telling them no and having that uncomfortable confrontation, but something tells me as first-time homeowners, we'd be frustrated if we immediately let them move in when we haven't even settled in ourselves. Just looking for others' opinions on the situation.
Yeah. I mean, it's
kind of shitty on their part.
It is.
It's like, oh, you're about to get a house. Let's be roommates.
Yeah, we'll just dive right in. Like, I understand. Like, these are just friends?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, if it doesn't sound like they've got the closest bond, because otherwise your initial reaction would be like, yeah, this could work. We could figure out a way to make this work or something like that.
Yeah.
If you guys are just like acquaintance friends, like, first of all, like, how do you have the audacity to even ask? But, like, what's the point? What's the purpose? Hey, you guys have a new house. Why don't you let us move in with you? Like, why? What's the point?
My immediate...
They fall on hard times? Like,
I'm just immediately assuming that this person is a mooch.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no contributions. They're not going to worry about your groceries.
Yeah.
They're not going to worry about rent. They're not going to worry about contributing in any way. They're not going to be cleaning your house. They're not going to be doing you any kind of favors.
You're just going to be crashing on.
They're just going to be
the floor.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just going to be there. Yeah. That's not a situation I can handle. Whenever I've lived with others or have had others live with me, things are fine if something is being contributed. You help with groceries, cool. You help with some of the bills or whatever, chip in, cool. You help with rent, cool. You know, and I'll always make sure that you're not like going overboard in what you're providing. Like, this is still like my space.
Yeah.
Not my space, but my space. And so like I will be doing majority, but I'm letting you stay here. So like some kind of contribution does have to happen. So like you could buy all the groceries, for instance, and I'll probably be cool with, you know what I mean? Like, as long as there's some give and take, we could figure it out. But they're new homeowners, and these people seem like mooches who are neither going to help with groceries, nor bills, nor cleaning, nor nothing, like nothing.
And I don't know if what their situation was before, like if they were living with the parents or whatever.
Right.
But if I were to, let's say me, if I were to finally get my own space for my own family.
Right.
And then my friends just immediately be like, oh, can we move in?
Right. Seems like just a slap in the face. Like, yeah.
I want my own space.
Right. Like, we just made it to this point.
Yeah.
Give it some time, and maybe we can reach a point where we'll think about it. I don't know, but
immediately?
But right now, we ain't even moved in. Right now?
Oh, have mercy.
You trying to get moved in before we get moved in?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's crazy to me. Yeah, no.
Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. I would have turned that down immediately. Like, I understand helping people when they're on hard times. Like I said, I've done it, and I've had it done for me. But like, there has to be contributions, and when it don't seem like many contributions gonna happen, it's a no from me. Yeah. For sure.
Slightly.
I do realize that I have one other side note asshole thing to read involving a tattoo artist.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one just felt like relatable content on my end.
Yeah.
And so
Go off.
we might extend this just a wee bit.
Go off, King.
Okay.
All right.
You farting on my wife.
What? Where does that even come from?
You're the asshole.
It's quite literal. Okay.
Oh, we love these random moments.
Okay. So this one would like to know, am I the asshole for refusing to give my cousin a free tattoo just because I'm a tattoo artist? Cool. So this one, I'm going to have some opinions about this one. I know for a fact. But I, 24 female, have been a tattoo artist for about 3 years now. I work at a well-known studio, and while I'm not world famous or anything like that, I've built a solid clientele and I take my work very seriously, as you should. My cousin Emma, 22 female, has always been super supportive of my work. She likes my posts, shares my designs, even says things like, "Oh my god, when I finally get a tattoo, I'm coming to you." I always appreciate it and assumed she meant as a paying client. Well, no.
No.
A few weeks ago, Emma texts me and says, "I finally decided what I want. Can you do a half sleeve for me?" I was excited at first, but then she followed up with, "Obviously, it'll be free since we're family, right?" I thought she was joking, so I laughed and said, "Girl, I love you, but I still got to pay my bills." And she didn't find that funny. She said she figured I'd want to help her out since she's promoted my work for years and that it's just ink and a few hours of your time. We're talking a fucking half sleeve? Bitch. I tried explaining that tattooing isn't just some casual favor, it's my literal job.
Yeah.
I have to buy expensive supplies. I have to clean my equipment properly, block out time where I could be working on somebody that's paying money. I even offered her a family discount, but she wasn't having it. She went on a full rant about how I was being greedy and should want to share my art with people who actually care about me. I reminded her that I have plenty of friends and family members who have paid me without issue because they respect my work. She basically scoffed and said, "Guess I'll just go somewhere else then." I'm going to touch on that as well.
Does she expect somebody else to give it to her for free?
Okay. So I told her that she was more than welcome to. And now she's been passive aggressively posting on social media about how money changes people and some people let success get to their heads.
Oh my god.
A few relatives are saying I should have just done it for free because family is family. Get fucked. But I honestly don't think I should have to give away my work just because we share DNA. Am I the asshole for refusing to tattoo her for free?
No.
So I have so many things on this. One, first and foremost, you're not threatening me by going to somebody else. Fucking do it. Because guess what? Now you're paying. You would have had a discount with me, but now you're going to pay full price with somebody else. And if it's affordable to you, you're asking for free. So if whatever it is affordable to you, it's probably going to look like shit. And then you're going to hit me up to fix it. Get fucked. I've had that happen. So the thing is, right, when it's family, when it's your friends, I offer discounts. I do. I don't have to, but I do. And that's as much as I can do. Like, free just isn't in my wheelhouse. I have had very few mitigating circumstances where I have given free tattoos. A few of those, there was a lot of hearts there for some reason that just popped up all around me. We got to figure that out. We'll figure it out eventually. It's okay. I don't know.
Give free stuff.
Where's the hearts coming from? There it is.
There it is.
I don't know how I did that, but okay. Anyways, sorry. I just had to figure out what was causing it. Okay. So I've had some mitigating circumstances. A few of those being when I first started, you being some of those, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't charging people for me learning and perfecting what I was learning to do. And this is early stuff. I don't feel comfortable charging somebody for something if I'm not confident in my ability. I just want to learn. I think that I could do this, but I know it's hard for somebody to trust me to be able to do this. So I'll just do it for free.
Well, I obviously had a lot of trust in you for the first one you did to be on my
On
hand.
your hand. That is a lot of faith. I'm not going to lie to you. That was crazy, but it turned out cool and
Yeah,
looks like the king on a card.
sticking around.
And it's still there. So that worked out. That was like very early on.
And apparently red ink doesn't stick to my skin too much. We had to pack it on. That was painful.
Honestly, could have just been the ink I was using at the time. I've learned many things since those first beginning year things, and certain brands work better than other brands. It's, there are things you learn as you continue on, and we were probably just using not such a great red, if I'm being honest.
Maybe.
But
Moving on.
yeah, so what it's just when you have family and you have friends, the thing is, like, once you've reached a point, this person is 3 years in, which is not a lot of years, so let's not but in today's day and age, you can get pretty advanced in 3 years if you're really busting your ass. You really can.
Yeah.
And so they've established themselves, they have their own clientele. This is their job. So they're not looking for the handouts of people like, please let me tattoo this on you. I just need to be able to prove that I can do it. You know they can do it. They've been doing it for 3 years and they have a clientele built off of it. So there's no trying to find oh, I don't know if I'd let you do this, but I'd let you do it for free. You know what I mean? None of that. You're looking for a fucking half sleeve for free. Absolutely bonkers. That's crazy.
That's like a whole bottle of ink, isn't it?
I mean,
almost.
Well, if you do the 1 ounce bottles, you could come close, depending on how much of that color you're having to use. But you're gonna use a good amount. I mean, we're talking all the way around an arm, a half sleeve, bro. That's for free. That's insane.
Get fucked.
Just get fucked. So, I have had moments where I felt in my heart that it was necessary since then, past the teaching, past everything, certain things have happened to where I've offered people a free tattoo on something that was close to my heart. And I don't feel any need to disclose what that was based around, but I did give them those tattoos for free.
But it wasn't a half sleeve.
But also they still gave me something because they appreciated what I was trying to do. Not that they had to do that, but they still appreciated me and my time and said, there's no way I could have let you do this for free. This girl is completely expecting a half sleeve for free, and that's just absurd. It makes no sense. That's the most disrespectful thing, because this isn't just a hobby for people. This isn't just a hobby. This is the way we pay our bills. This is the way that we take care of our families. And I get that she's younger. I think she said she's 23, 24.
So she don't understand, really.
So, and the girl trying to get the half sleeve, I think she's 22, so even younger. So she doesn't grasp it, but at the same time, while it is so appreciated when people share your work and show you off to others and bring you clientele, that does not equate, unfortunately, to a free half sleeve. I might be inclined to give you a little banger for free, maybe, just because we're family and you've been so supportive. But even that is pushing it, to be honest, because we've got bills to pay.
God, money changes people.
And money just changes people, I swear. I just think it's such... The audacity is... Man, it's insane. I think it's completely up to you. I don't get it, man. She offered a discount. I think a discount is fair. I've offered, like I said, all of my friends, all of my family always get discounts, and it's a really good discount. So if I were to offer that to somebody and then they just said, well, I guess I'll have to go somewhere else, good fucking luck, because you could go to anybody else, and if by some chance they're better than me, they're going to be more expensive than me.
Yeah.
And
Always.
if they're worse than me, they're going to be cheaper, but now you're going to come to me and say, I'm so sorry that I didn't come to you in the first place. They really fucked this tattoo up. Can you fix it? And with family, I might offer to fix it. You're still going to pay, but I'd offer to fix it. There might even be a markup there because you made a poor decision. You should have gone with me the first time.
Little bitch.
But I've had clients who have made this mistake, and I distinctly remember them coming in. I've never met them before. I've never tattooed them before. This is just a consultation for a tattoo, and we take that tattoo. I give them a price, and they say, okay, cool. Come back through, and I'll schedule it when I can. And that's fine. That's very common. Then a couple months later, you see them come back with a really shitty version of the tattoo they were requesting from you, coming to see if you can fix it now. So now I have to do even more work to make it better, and you think I'm going to give you the original price that I gave you? Now we're going up.
Did our mutual friend ever come in to fix his?
Which one? Oh. No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. He should have.
Hmm?
He should have.
Let's be happy with it.
Thing. Okay.
All right, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, we will. But when you ask somebody about a tattoo and you get a really good discount on it, and you're too blind to see that you got a discount, and you go somewhere and they do a shittier version of it and you're happy with it, so be it. But if you come back after you've realized that it sucks, that price is probably going to go up. That's just me. I can't speak for all artists, but I know that's how I do things, because I got to make sure that lesson's been learned.
The dumb shit fee.
Yeah. It's just me having to deal with this dumb shit twice.
Yeah.
Because you made a poor choice, and now I'm having to fix your poor choice. Yeah. There's fees for that. Yeah, but I think other than that, that's all I have. I don't think that people should expect free tattoos in general. But
I don't think people should expect free anything, honestly.
Just in this world, don't expect anything for free. That's, do for your friends as you can. And I think even more so, when you have family and friends that do something that you can support them with, pay them more. Like, you support them. You know what I mean? Like, you're looking out for them. But not a lot of people see it that way.
Yeah.
So, that's okay.
Fuck them.
At the very least, all I ever ask is whatever price I throw at you, you pay it, and we're good. I don't care about the rest.
And always tip your artist.
I will say it's nice. I will never verbally come out here asking that people tip, but you can. So,
yep.
Yeah, it's nice. It helps, because a lot of people out there are giving up a good chunk of what they charged you to the shop that they work at. So those tips help more than you know.
Yep.
But yeah, other than that, that's all I've got. So
there you go.
Hey.
You went off.
I went off.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
You feel good?
I feel good. I feel better.
I'm glad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah. There it is.
Oh.
Yes?
I got one quick game for you.
Oh, all right.
Before we close this out.
We have time for a little game. What we got?
It's called, Is This the Asshole? Are you ready?
I don't know if I am anymore, but all right.
1, 2, 3. Is this the asshole?
It's an asshole. That's what it is.
Yep.
Yep.
You won.
Hey.
High five, buddy.
Okay.
That was a nice one.
That was a good, clean sounding high five there.
Sounded like a cat fart.
Well, makes sense.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
We figured it out. It's not going to do it when we wanted to do it. Yay! So many hearts.
That looked
All
more
the
like
love.
a circle. The other one looked like a heart. Fireworks?
There
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pop.
it's the double thumbs up. We figured
Pop.
it out.
Yeah.
Beautiful. What? One more time? Okay.
All
We
right.
cut it short with a thumbs up. All right. Anyways,
Double whammy.
we're having fun with that. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so that's all I've got. You got anything else?
That's it.
Any other assholes? Okay, fantastic.
Not at this moment.
Good. I'm grateful. All right. Well, all in all,
That was Awk Awe.
so it was.
Bye,
Bye, my friends.
We did it.
Hey, we did that.
Yeah.
I'm proud of us.